I'm Nikhil Fadnis from TRIZ Association of Asia, and today I am with the TRIZ Master Valeri Souchkov, who is the Vice President of the International TRIZ Association and the co-founder of the European TRIZ Association. Welcome, Valeri.
Thank you.
Just before you were coming to India, we had a certain set of questions posted by our viewers via social network, and we would love if you would answer to them. So, the first question. We know that TRIZ is a strong concept and amalgamates with the most of the existing processes. Why do you think the adoption of TRIZ in industries or companies is not so fast?
Okay, thank you very much for your question, and I will try to answer, because this is a rather complex and difficult question. Definitely there are many reasons why let's say implementation of TRIZ is not happening that fast as we would probably desire. First answer would be that modern TRIZ is a rather complex body of knowledge and includes a number of different tools, a number of different approaches, a number of different practices. Second, what we see is that TRIZ helps us to innovate. Actually, if you look at innovation is not a single task, not a single activity. There are many different ways to innovate. You can innovate by improving existing products. You can innovate by creating new products. You can innovate by cost cutting, radically cost cutting. You can innovate by forecasting the future products and processes and services. So there are many things. And one of the reasons why TRIZ is not moving so slow is that, first of all, it's complex. So it requires time. It just requires time to learn and master skills with TRIZ. Second, companies today are really fast. They want to incorporate something within just hours and move to really quick return of investments. So, and one of the core reasons is that companies actually do not have space to introduce innovation and, I would say, systematic approach to innovation. Like we used to solve problems, especially inventive problems, fast, like spending 1 hour for brainstorm. However, TRIZ requires you to apply some analytical tools to really understand the essence of problems, to identify factors which block you from finding good solutions. And it all requires a systematic approach, careful following certain steps. And companies are simply not ready for that. They don't give time for doing that. It takes, and for us, it just takes time to convince that introducing TRIZ will really accelerate their innovative performance. Simple example, I know one company which spent approximately 7 years to try to solve their problem. One of their problems, of course, it's a high-tech big company. And for 7 years, they tried to do all kinds of brainstorms to solve the problem. No result. With the TRIZ project, they managed to solve the problem within 2 weeks. Compare 2 weeks and 7 years. So companies should understand that a main advantage of TRIZ is not that you come up with a good, brilliant solution, but what you increase the innovative performance. And actually you can turn your company to an innovation machine, innovation conveyor, once you introduce TRIZ. So this is a major reason.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Well, the second question comes from the business side. So the question goes, how do you think TRIZ could help in business management on service industry? Do you think TRIZ could be applied to boost sales process?
Well, first of all, TRIZ has been developed for engineering and technology. And today, if you look at the world applications of TRIZ, you will see that approximately 99% of TRIZ applications are in technical systems, technologies, manufacturing processes. But approximately 15 years ago, we started to expand a philosophy of TRIZ and tools of TRIZ to the non-technical areas. And one of the areas where we are focusing on today is business and management. And the reason why we can use TRIZ, of course, we cannot use TRIZ created for technology in business. By the way, that's a mistake which is done today by a number of TRIZ experts who are experts in technology TRIZ, and they try to bring TRIZ to business specialists, and they fail. You know, why do they fail? Because business people deal with business issues, not technology issues. So if you want to successfully bring TRIZ philosophy and paradigm of solving problems on creating business innovation, you have to speak with business people, business language, to show them business example, to restructure TRIZ tools to work with business. And answering the question if it can be used for sales, definitely yes. I would say that I started practical applications of TRIZ in business and management approximately 15 years ago. And almost half of projects, when projects were helping companies, were about actually either increasing sales or reaching sales targets. So half of them, because well, what is business about? Business is primarily about reaching business gains, making money, in short. So, for example, one of the projects I've been involved was a middle-sized company, which was there selling their products, but they did not sell themselves. They outsourced selling to another company, which were selling their products of the first company in combinations with their own products. However, the sales targets were not reached. And this company, which was my customer, was thinking that the reason was that this big company just didn't have enough motivation. So we took TRIZ, and TRIZ, consists of two big parts. The first part is analysis of a situation. So we analyze what exactly blocks people from achieving results, or companies from achieving results. And we found that the reason was not that big company didn't have motivation. We found just that people or sales people of big company didn't have enough time to sell products. And the solution was, so the next part of TRIZ is to propose a solution. So that also requires some creative and innovative approach. So together with this middle-sized company, we proposed that big company solution, which reduces their sales negotiation time 80%.
Oh, wow.
And at the end, the revenues grew approximately 40% per year.
Okay, so the next question is also slightly from the business side. Do you think TRIZ could be applied to define or draw strategies for companies?
Well, of course, if we are talking about technology companies, absolutely yes, because a big part of TRIZ deals with scientifically based forecast of evolution of technical systems and technologies. And as you probably know, I'm sure you know, that TRIZ is based on the theory of technical systems and technology evolution. So yes, definitely we can forecast. Of course, nobody gives a guarantee, right? But at least the probability of a high level of prediction, well, a forecast, let's say, will be higher. Probability of accurate forecast will be higher if you use TRIZ rather than you don't TRIZ. Because when you work on a forecast, you use scientifically based trends and laws of future evolutionary systems. If you are talking about the business applications of TRIZ, this area, frankly speaking, has not been developed yet, well, as we would like, as it is in engineering. But, for example, the major principles of systems organizations are the same. So I have a strong belief that applying principles which were found for technology TRIZ, general principles, would be useful for business as well, especially for developing business strategy.
Okay. The next one is a slightly tricky one, and it's very interesting.
Okay.
Do you think TRIZ could be applied to hire good talent?
You know why is it difficult to? It is difficult to answer this question because, first of all, to understand what does it mean good talent. Okay, because every profession perhaps has its own demands and requirements
Yes.
for a good talent, right? So if we are talking about a creative talent, then definitely we can apply TRIZ, and we can, let's be frank. I don't know if TRIZ can help to find a good talent. What I can say is that every person living on this earth has a certain degree of creative imagination.
Absolutely.
Right. So what I know for sure is that TRIZ can help everybody to develop. It doesn't matter what age a person is, but to develop his or her degree of creative imagination. And I've seen it many, many times.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one, this is a person from product development.
Mhm.
So he says, I'm in product development, and what is the scope of TRIZ? Is it only till idea generation, or could it be applied to product optimization as well?
Well, as we all know, that the output of TRIZ are ideas. But again, when we say idea, that's a very generic term, a very general term. I can say, well, when the first smartphone was invented or was proposed, it would be an idea. Okay, let's put a computer into a mobile telephone. It's an idea, right? And there might be another idea, which already presents how you do it with technical details, right? So that we would better call a kind of a technical concept or an image of a solution. And next step would be creating a working prototype. And this working prototype will have certain parameters.
Yes.
So, of course, TRIZ stops before that. Right. Once we already have technical details and we have understanding what the product will be, then we can apply a number of other methods which are developed for optimizing, such as the Gucci method, designer experiment, Six Sigma. There are many of them. So, but again, it is very important to create a great product. You need to have a good idea first. Because if you start with the wrong idea, finally you have a wrong solution. So TRIZ doesn't work with, TRIZ can be perfectly combined with, let's say, these methods. So first with TRIZ we generate idea, and let's say we create an image of this idea, we describe some primary or main parameters and technical features of a new solution, and then we can move to optimization methods.
Okay, so well, I'm satisfied with all of your answers.
Thank you.
I hope our viewers are too.
Thank
this
you
is
very much.
Nikhil signing off, and thank you so much, Valerie, for
Thank
your
you,
time,
Nikhil.
and looking
Thank
forward
you. My
to the
pleasure.
next visit.
Okay, good luck. Good luck.